the men's 100-meter, featuring the performance from Usain Bolt. You know, I don't know if you have caught that prelim yet.
Hi, I'm Ryan Seacrest for RAD. Over 300 people in this country are killed every week by a drunk driver. That's the equivalent of 2 747 plane crashes every single week. And the problem isn't going away unless we all do our part to stop it. So if you see someone who's about to drive after drinking, get the keys. Don't leave it up to anyone else. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
I love it. I want some more of it. I said that to wrap up last week, and I get to say it to kick it off this week. Welcome to Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio, live from the Beyond Ringside Studios in Birmingham, Alabama. Yours truly, the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Lane, GCW Commissioner behind the control panel. Welcoming in tag team partner for this broadcast, Ted Guinness.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, where's Ted Guinness and Amos Moses? Why did you take his place?
Don't ever insult me by calling me Amos Moses ever again. Am I not allowed to have a good weekend?
Say it again.
Am I not allowed to be in a good mood?
Well, you're always allowed to be in a good mood. We're just not used to it.
I just never take advantage of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Hope you've had a good week, sir.
Not too bad. How was yours?
Peaceful, hectic as hell. It's been an up and down week, and I'll get a little bit more of that when we get close to last call. Your presence was missed last night in Jasper, USA at the A&E Fun Center, 25 North Skyline Drive.
Yes. Bell time must have been 7:30, and I think tickets were only $10, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely correct. Tickets were only $10 a piece last night.
That's
good crowd. Go ahead.
It's amazing. Tickets are always $10.
Always only $10.
Yes, it's the best value going in entertainment today.
It really is. Actually, we were originally scheduled to be joined right out of the starting blocks by Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, and hopefully he will still be able to call in the next couple of minutes. We are scheduled to be joined by GCW World Champion Micah Taylor in just a few minutes here on GCW Radio. Also, the Island Girl Tracy Taylor is scheduled to join us a little bit later in the show. Aiden Solo, one half of the GCW Tag Team Champions, will be here. Also, Trevor Eon, one half of Full Throttle, scheduled to join us this evening. It's a loaded show, and we're looking for O'Hagan to call in. I did speak to JJ Tanner earlier today. He's going to be unable to join us, but of course, always have a pleasure to have the fourth member of the tandem on board with us. If I sound like I'm losing my voice, I really am again.
Well, let me go ahead and contribute to that a little bit, Eddie. I got to ask you the question: has the rematch for the GCW title taken place in Phoenix City, Alabama yet? A week behind.
That is this coming Thursday night.
Okay, so this upcoming Thursday night.
Yep.
The GCW title will be unified once and for all. No more whining by the what does he call himself? The Real Deal?
AJ Steele.
Yeah, Evander Holyfield right now is rolling in his grave.
Now, I have to say this. I know AJ. I've worked with him on more than one occasion. Tremendous competitor. Yeah. And I know for fact that he is not taking Micah Taylor not taking him lightly. Would you just like to rewind 5 minutes and start over? AJ Steele is not the kind of person to take Micah Taylor lightly in any capacity whatsoever. And when I had a chance to speak with Micah recently, I can tell that he's not taking AJ lightly either. You know, Micah's got 2 belts. And recently in Palmerdale, he showed up with all 3. How he managed to procure the 3rd one, I'm really not sure.
You've won it.
No, because the match is going to take place this Thursday night, August the 16th. Dude, we are in the middle of a great run. 3 huge nights coming up for Stars of GCW, Stars of the Underground, and the ultimate winner is going to be the fans. And Thursday night, August 16th in Phoenix City, Alabama, 7:30 p.m. bell time. That is Eastern time for the Phoenix City start.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that is a TV taping there, yes?
Yes, it will be. Friday night, August the 17th in Canton, Georgia, 7:30 Eastern time start for that show.
Yep.
And Saturday night, August the 18th in Pell City, Alabama. No, I didn't spend an entire hour of a radio show discussing this coming Saturday night show for a reason. Earlier tonight on Beyond Ringside, myself, tag team partners Wicked Nemesis, of course, who manages Calm Like a Bomb Pandora, and Mark Mabo Bowman had an opportunity to sit down with two of the people who will be a part of the show in what looks to be a tremendous women's tag team match.
Yes, and I actually heard that, by the way.
Go ahead.
I was listening to that show. Very interesting points of view discussed during that hour.
And that's putting it mildly.
Yeah.
We will be rerunning that show through BeyondRingside.com as well as the Beyond Ringside Ustream site. Try saying that 3 times fast. Ustream did not play nice on the original BR broadcast earlier today, so I will be replaying that episode a little bit later in the evening. In other words, I will not be going to bed early like I planned on. So, hey, the life I chose to lead, that's all I can say. And I've enjoyed every minute of it so far. I ain't done yet. But Nina Monet and Tasha Simone, the NWA Women's World Champion, good friend of ours over on BR. And, Ted, you said you listened to it.
Yes, I did.
Does that not seem like an uneasy partnership?
That's an understatement. It seems like Nina Monet is happy and thrilled and excited that Tasha Simone's going to be her tag team partner. And Tasha Simone regards Nina Monet kind of like I regard Wicked Nemesis. Uneasy would be an understatement. I think extreme disinterest on the part of Tasha Simone, which, from my vantage point, not to steal a line, but I just did, it does nothing but work exactly into everything that I would like to see come out of this match. I'd like to see Tasha and Pandora, and I refuse to call her the whole gimmick because Wicked Nemesis will do that 1,500 times. He'll call in and he'll interrupt the show and he'll blah, blah, blah over and over again. We know that's going to happen. I'd like to see Pandora, Tasha Simone, Nina Monet tear each other to shreds and just watch Tracy Taylor laugh like a beautifully masterful orchestrated plan coming together will do to people.
You didn't hear the entire interview then?
No, actually, I heard most of it, but why don't you fill me in on the parts that I might have missed?
I will give you this part when you go back and listen to BR from earlier today. And we are live 10 minutes after 9 Central, 10 minutes after 10 Eastern on Sunday, August the 12th, 2012. Here's the thing. There is an uneasy alliance between Nina Monet and Tasha Simone. But Tasha, in the second half of the interview, made it very clear. She has a world of respect for Tracy Taylor. And there is no way, shape, or form, even though she knows that her primary sight is set on Pandora, because they have a situation brewing outside of GCW and outside of Alabama. She has worked with Tracy Taylor before. She has wrestled Tracy Taylor before. And she remembers that.
She made it lost a few times then.
Unable to discuss.
That would be a confirmation.
No, I don't know the record. I didn't do that much homework. Come on. I wasn't gonna, I'm not, it's not like Micah's going to come on in 2 minutes and quiz me on this. Come on. Or Tracy's going to come on in 3 minutes and quiz me on this. However,
you're the commissioner. You're the voice of GCW. You should know these things.
It was non-GCW events. I didn't have to keep track of it, so ha ha ha.
Doesn't matter. A guest on another one of your radio shows, you should do your homework before you have them on.
Ted, go clean your glasses, okay? However, what I was trying to say is she made it very clear that even though it sounds like Pandora is her primary focus, she's got even sights on both Tracy Taylor, the Island Girl, and Calm Like a Bomb Pandora. And she's also looking at this as a true learning experience for Nina Monet. You got 4 ultra-talented women who are going to be in this ring Saturday night, August the 18th in Pell City, Alabama. I will stack this up. And I say this in public just like I said it in private. I'll stack this up against any main event in the country for any promotion. Because I've made this statement on more than one occasion. I'm not always the biggest fan of ladies wrestling or women's wrestling. I'm a huge fan of good wrestling. And this Saturday night in Pell City, I will tell you this. This is going to be better than good wrestling. This is going to be one that people are going to be talking about for a long time. Plain and simple. But I will say this. Coming out of last night, Jasper, Alabama, I had a chance to watch, and I was doing the Beyond Ringside cam was there, so I have this, and it's probably going to end up being a GCW web gem before it's over with. Micah Taylor, GCW World Champion, 01 Max United States Champion, versus Showtime Shane Fox. And I'm going to say this as I welcome in our GCW World Champion to the show. Micah, glad to have you on board.
Glad to be back once again, GCW Radio.
Last night, you and Showtime Shane Fox had a tremendous match in Jasper at the A&E Fun Center. And I'm going to say this, and before anybody tries to read anything else into this, I'm not speaking as the commissioner of Global Championship Wrestling. I'm not speaking as an employee of Global Championship Wrestling. I'm going to speak on this as a wrestling fan, which I have been the majority of my life. Last night, you and Showtime Shane Fox had a match strong enough to make virtually anyone even more of a fan of pro wrestling than they already are. And if they weren't a fan when they started watching, they were guaranteed to become a fan at the end of that match, sir. Showtime.
Yeah. I don't know what to say except thanks, I guess, Eddie. Jeez, that's my goal when I go out there, is to make everybody step their game up another notch.
You just took my next statement right out from under me. Because I remember when the Underground first premiered, yourself, Tracy, Spiral, Kuntz, Xander, I was trying to say Von Gruber, and I was trying to think of Aiden at the same time, and Ted. You said that one of the primary goals of the Underground, and from you personally, was to make everybody around you that much better. If that is genuinely part of your ultimate plan. Last night, Showtime Shane Fox is a tremendous competitor to begin with. I've watched him work both times. This is the second time I've watched him in his second run with GCW, I should say. He was good the first time. He's even better this time. But last night, you and him, great match. Now, I do have to say this. For as good as you were in that match, and for as good as Showtime Shane Fox was in that match, I have to ask you, as the leader of the Underground, and there's a name that I omitted because I'm bringing it up now. Why does JJ Tanner feel the need to insert himself physically into your matches?
He doesn't insert himself physically. He just stands ringside and cheers us on.
I watched him last night. He put the boots to Shane Fox twice.
If you'd have did that, we would have got disqualified.
Unfortunately, the referee did not see that.
It must have not happened, I guess. I don't know. I didn't see nothing. I know a referee was talking to me about something. I didn't see anything. JJ's there, and if you listen to the crowd, he bangs the apron, bangs the ring with both hands, and he cheers me on. I believe out of his mouth comes, "Let's go, Micah." That's why he's out there. That's why I have him out there. JJ Tanner sees talent. He went where talent is, and that's why he's part of the Underground.
So you deny any wrongdoing by JJ Tanner last night at ringside?
Yeah, I didn't see any wrongdoing.
And Ted, even if you
looked like I reached over the referee's back and waved him on to do something dirty.
You would never do anything like that, would you, Micah?
No, absolutely not. I'm champion. My whole goal is to stay champion. I'm going to go in there and wrestle and do what I got to do to win. That's what I do.
Now, let me also say this. You have managed to turn back some tremendous challenges from some great A, veterans, B, up-and-coming young talent. Not without asking you to play the card, so to speak. I'm asking you, to what do you attribute your success as GCW World Champion?
Hard work, dedication, years of experience, watching tape, watching my matches back, watching the competitors' matches, and hitting the gym hard, lifting so I can get bigger, faster, stronger every week. It's not a bodybuilding competition. It's an athletic competition. If you don't train, you don't get in the gym, you don't get in the ring and practice, you're not going to get better. You're just going to get worse. And it shows in some of the guys. I'm not going to call any names, but they get bigger and fatter and worse every time I see them. And it shows because obviously with bodies like that, cardio like that, and stamina like that, they go home and stuff their faces and they don't work out. You got to feed your brain. You got to feed your body. You got to feed everything to be an athlete. You don't go home and stuff your face with crap. To be the best, you got to treat yourself as the best.
Ted Guinness, come on board.
Coming out of last night, you know, it always seems like every time you win a match, you've got Eddie Lane and you got a bunch of these lemmings always complaining about how you cheated and how you sold out. And you got to be getting tired of that, because it seems to me like these ingrates that pay their hard-earned money to come and watch GCW, watch professional wrestling, watch you defend your title, they can't
I'm there to represent not only myself, but GCW, the Underground, and everybody there in that arena, like me or not.
Now, real quick, before we go to the top of the hour, we're putting a lot of focus on Saturday night because, in my opinion, it is a history-making, very conceivably, more than history-making match with 4 ultra-talented competitors. But your weekend starts on Thursday in Phoenix City, if my notes are right, correct?
Correct.
And Thursday night in Phoenix City, tell everybody who you've got, please.
I believe I'm facing Nikki Diamond. She came out of the woodwork again.
And a lot of longtime GCW fans are going to remember battle. I believe in Pell City, Alabama, there were 2 matches in particular where you and she took each other on, and that match is still talked about by a lot of people. 2 very talented competitors going at it one-on-one in the center of the ring, and if I remember correctly, you're actually 2-0 against her, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
And
but every time I faced her, she had a little more spark each time she stepped in the ring with me. She pulled something out that was new each time she came into the ring. So, I don't know where she's been all this time. Maybe she went to Japan and started training. Maybe she went to Mexico and started training. I don't know where she's been. Maybe she's just been locked up in her house for the last year. I don't know. But whatever she's been doing, I hope she's been doing her homework, because it's not going to be an easy ride.
Matter of fact, you've got Nikki on back-to-back nights, right?
I do. Yeah, that's what I hear.
Friday night, Canton, Georgia. Thursday night, Phoenix City, Alabama. And that's going to, yeah. And once again, this is going to be a treat for a lot of the fans in Phoenix City who have not had a chance to see Tracy in the ring or Nikki in the ring in quite a while. And same thing can be said for Canton, Georgia. Because here's one thing that I'm going to say this. You made the comment a little bit earlier that I will echo. Like I said, putting all the GCW versus the Underground thing aside, the fact of the matter stands. You run from no challenger. You hide from no person. You have stepped up each and every time, win, lose, or draw, and the wins are much higher than the losses. So if anybody, whether it be Nikki Diamond, whether it be Pandora, Nina Monet, even Tasha Simone, thinks that they can look past the Island Girl Tracy Taylor, I'd like to find out what they're smoking. Because you have been referred to, justifiably so, as the dominant female in Global Championship Wrestling, and that is a label that you have earned, quite honestly. Like I said, the GCW versus the Underground thing aside, that is a label that you have genuinely earned. So I look forward to seeing you. Well, unfortunately I won't be able to be, but I'll be able to watch the videos coming out of the TV taping from Thursday night. I will be there Friday in Canton. Looking forward to that match and the tag team match Saturday night. Tracy, always a pleasure to have on. If there's a closing comment that you'd like to make, the floor is yours.
No, I think it's just going to be an exciting weekend for everybody involved. And like I said, I hope everybody's prepared, and I hope everybody, brings their A game, because I want to give these people something, exciting to watch. And the only way we can do that is if we, we're on top of our game and we're ready to get out there and give it all we got. And that's what I'm prepared to do. Like I said, that's my island, that's my home. And Tracy Taylor, like you echoed, hides from no one, and I'm ready to, step up toe-to-toe with every girl that wants to challenge me.
Micah Taylor, real quick, the floor is yours. Last comment?
Yeah, I just hope people, they come in with their A game. Don't get distracted. I heard you say numerous times that Tasha Simone and Pandora have their little battle, and, outside of GCW, outside of Alabama, and other places. But you've got to stay focused, like Ted said. I think that's what makes me and Tracy so good, is we're always on our guard, no matter who we're in the ring with and how many people we're in our ring with. So I hope everybody takes that into consideration, because me and Tracy ourselves, we take this serious. This is what we do for a living. This is our business. So we're going to go in there and give everything 110%. I hope Scotty Blaze has been doing his homework, stepping his cardio up, and training to get back in the ring, because I'm not going to take it any easier on him than I did Shane Fox this past weekend. Trevor Aeon the weekend before that, and AJ Steele last Thursday, and coming up this Thursday and Friday. So it's going to be a tough weekend. It's going to be rough. I'm already feeling it now because I just had to wrestle today again and last night. So get ready for some action. Get ready for some butt whooping. It's coming. The underground's coming. GCW, it's happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, our very special guests at this time, the Island Girl, Tracy Taylor, and the GCW World Champion, Micah Taylor, right here on GCW Radio. When we come back, GCW official Jeff McGowan joins the panel, and we will be joined by one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Aiden Solo, right here on GCW Radio, right after the break.
Charlie!
Hey, did you see that play last night?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and they still lost.
Sure.
You know, when I was playing, what we tried to...
You played in the street.
I played in the service. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the kid, he should have...
Yeah, Hey, you okay?
I don't...
Someone call 911!
2 out of 3 people with diabetes die of a heart attack or stroke, but you can lower the risk. Ask your healthcare provider how. For more info, go to diabetesactnow.org. Brought to you by the American Diabetes Association and the Ad Council.
Hey parents, introducing the Communicizer. Go from boring old man speak.
Oh, I'm here if you want to talk.
To 100% off the chain.
Text me whenever, yo.
I love you, Dad.
Communicizer is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Emily Richards for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. One person's negligence shattered my life in a single instant. You see, my little sister Annie was killed by a drunk driver. Please, remember those you love. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
My name is Mary Crafts, and this is how I live united. I've spent the last 24 years serving others in my catering company, but I felt that a huge part of our community was still being underserved, those invisible children and young families. With United Way, I advocate for them any way I can. As a volunteer, I go into people's homes and assess mother and infant well-being and help bring change and opportunity into their lives. Nothing feels as good as helping, so I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Drew Brees, NFL quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, here with Bugs Bunny to remind you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you fuel your body and your mind.
So what do you like to throw around the football like Drew?
Skateboard, ride a bike, or dance in your room.
Just move it your way.
And be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
At letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
As a mother, I'm making it a point to get the H1N1 flu vaccine for my children. You see, children are especially vulnerable to serious complications from the H1N1 flu, which could lead to hospitalization and even death. That's why I'm urging parents to get their children vaccinated. Vaccination is safe and is the most effective way to prevent the flu. Get the facts at flu.gov. Together, we can all fight the flu.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Eric Darnell.
This is David Reagan.
Jamie McMurray. This is Carl Edwards here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety.
Want to make a difference? It's simple. Be responsible.
Plan ahead. Designate before you celebrate.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Drew Brees, NFL quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, here with Bugs Bunny to remind you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you fuel your body and your mind.
So what do you like to throw around the football like Drew?
Skateboard, ride a bike, or dance in your room.
Just move it your way.
And be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
At letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Just after the top of the hour, Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio live on a Sunday night. Fast Eddie Lane live from the Beyond Ringside Control Center's welcoming in brand new tag team partner J-Mac, Jeff McGowan. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you?
Peaceful night in paradise. I'm kind of worried about that peaceful night things as I really work like a madman to switch headsets real quick. Got the production headset and I've got the audio headset. So there we go. And we were talking off air. You and I are going to have some kind of figuring out session, whether it be rock, paper, scissors, whether it be a best of 5 coin toss, because you always seem to be the man who they turn to referee the ladies' matches. And this Saturday in Pell City, dude, I'll fight you over that one.
I tell you what, this Saturday night, if it is my name that's called on to ref the ladies, I'm gonna have my hands cut out for me. This is gonna be a big match, and they're going to be all over the place. I'm going to have to keep both eyes open. I might need glasses and have 4 eyes to watch all the action going on. You've got Wicked Nemesis going to be on the outside with Pandora. It's going to be crazy.
Well, here, and this is one that I didn't bring up in the previous segment. Wicked Nemesis, the Oracle of Ominous, Pandora's spiritual advisor and manager, will be seconding her at ringside. Micah has already made the statement that he will be ready to back up Tracy at the drop of a hat. And then for Tasha Simone, she is 1/3 of Simply Perfection. And one of her partners in Simply Perfection, Eric the Dragon Andrews, will be in Pell City, Alabama this coming Saturday night in singles action. So I know for fact that Eric will be ready to come out there if Tasha needs backup. So if one of the other guys decides to interject themselves, I fully will expect Eric to interject to balance things out. The only person I really worry about, and I really hate to use this phrase, she seems like an island unto herself, so to speak, and that is Nina Monet. She's genuinely coming into this with no backup and hoping that things work between her and Tasha Simone. So, folks, this is one you don't want to miss because there are so many different things going on right now. And a man who is genuinely in the middle of it all. He is one half of the GCW World Tag Team Champions. Ladies and gentlemen, Aiden Solo right here on GCW Radio. Mr. Solo, glad to have you on board.
Oh, not a problem, Eddie. You get a show, I'll be there. From here to the eyes and ears of the fans. That's my motto. Or would be if I had a motto.
I'm just going to dive straight on into things. First off, congratulations on maintaining your hold on one half of the GCW Tag Team Championships. And
thank you.
I say that as a wrestling fan, not just as commissioner of GCW and employee. Like I said, there are times when as a wrestling fan, I will put the GCW versus the Underground thing to the side. But I have to ask this question. And for those of us in Central Alabama, for those of us who saw the first run on the CW, we've seen the fact that it is an uneasy alliance between you and the Mystic Mudbone. How uneasy in reality is it, especially the communication factor? Because Mudbone is not the most verbose person in God's creation, is he?
That he is not. Half of what he says I doubt is English. It's some sort of voodoo nonsense from probably somewhere in the backwoods of New Orleans. But he is a tough competitor and a very good asset to me because, well, he just destroys the competition. So I can sit back and enjoy it half the time. So I really don't have a problem with him being my partner anymore.
Now, a lot of people stood up and took notice a week ago in Palmerdale, Alabama. Those who know the Mystic from San Monique, Mudbone, longtime GCW fans, know that Mudbone can and will just snap at the drop of a hat, to use that phrase for the 5th time in one show. With no notice whatsoever, the man will just lose his mind. And you did something that not a lot of people have been able to put a handle on. You showed the fact that at that particular moment during the match, you would not be intimidated by Mudbone. Straight up. How much of a gamble was that on your part?
Well, I'd say about a 60-40. I have things up my sleeve that I can't really reveal to everyone just yet. But even with that assurance, it's still a complete gamble, because it's a bit intimidating and frightening looking into the eyes of Mudbone when he's got his hands around your throat and wanting to kill.
Jeff McGowan, come on in with Aiden Solo.
There's the ref, not there again. Good Lord.
Yeah, he was probably moving somebody out of the corner. But
I must have been pinning someone.
There you go. In all sincerity, when you have, and there were people who were critics, and I had to answer to Micah earlier once again for the factor of why you were forced to take a tag team partner. And I genuinely feel that 99% of the GCW fan base, and even a lot of the underground, probably 99% of the underground fan base, were shocked at Mudbone coming out to answer the call to become one half of the GCW Tag Team Champions. Now, taking that into consideration, knowing that you have a great technical expertise all your own, you know your way around the ring very well, and you've proven the fact that you can hold on to the Tag Team Championships, as well as proven the fact that you are a very viable competitor 7 days a week. Knowing that you've got probably one of the most fierce competitors ever in Global Championship Wrestling, how has that helped you to step up your game?
Well, having the expertise and the skill of Mudbone in your corner definitely gives you a confidence boost. I mean, even being quite simply put, an amazing competitor like myself, you always have that thought in the back of your head that there's somebody out there that could possibly be better. But with Mudbone in your corner, you really have backup that nobody else does. I mean, is there anyone in GCW with the backup and a partner anywhere near the league of Mudbone? I think I'm very fortunate in that aspect.
Now, I'm going to ask the question. I asked it to Micah. He kind of sidestepped me. I'm going to ask and see if you give me the straight answer. Is Mudbone officially a part of the underground?
It's kind of hard to say. I mean, seeing as how Micah sidestepped you, he is the leader of the underground. I can't really make that call on my own. I would say you would have to get with Micah on that situation.
Okay. Question answered by not answering. Jeff, are you back with us?
Yes, sir.
All right, your turn. Question, comment for Aiden.
You know, I've watched the transition from Otto von Gruber to Aiden Solo, and the fact that here is one half of the GCW Tag Team Champion, and for Mudbone to be the guy to come out and be the other half here, what all were you looking for as far as the other half of the Tag Team Champs? Was it the fact that, you know, he's the Mystic Mudbone, or was it, you know, a certain aspect of his game that you thought would just fit well as far as the other member?
Well, I saw it as, how often do you see Mudbone lose a match? Not very. How often do you see Mudbone intimidated by someone? Never. How often do you see Mudbone back away from any sort of a fight or altercation? I've never seen it personally. So I figured if there's anyone in GCW that could match my skill and my just say bravery in the ring, it would probably have to be the Mystic Mudbone. So I obviously extended the olive branch to him and brought him into the tag team championship, and I think it was the best decision I've made so far.
Now,
and it's worked out for you. It has, being inside the ring and seeing, the eyes of each competitor firsthand. I can agree with you. I've never seen him back down or anything. So, only time will tell where this partnership can go. And, so far it seems you've made a good choice.
Which leads me to another question, same topic, but we're going to, like I said, there's just one other that pops into my head. Noting the fact that Mudbone did team with Xander Stone on 2 different occasions, one in a traditional tag match and once in a 6-man tag team match, how much insight was Xander able to give you on Mudbone before the decision was made?
Xander actually gave me quite a bit of insight, but I don't really want to go into the details right now. He told me a lot about teaming with him. He told me the technique to use in a tag match with Mudbone, and it seems to have been working out. He knew his stuff, and I appreciate the heads up. Wherever he is, thank you, buddy.
Yeah, Xander has become the traditional question mark over the last few weeks. The rumor had gotten back to me that he has been spending a lot of time in the underground dojo, and that he has also been doing a little bit of traveling to do some advanced scouting work for the underground. Would you care to commentate? Would you care to speculate?
Well, let's say I may have sent him on some sort of a mission a little while back, and let's say reconnaissance work to try and find out some things for my new partnership. But I don't want to get too far into the details of that. And he's actually been trying to find what he calls the coons. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I think the GPS points to Maryland. I'm not quite sure about that. Just call it a wild hunch. Don't know. But, and this is one you knew I would ask eventually. And I'm going to dive straight into it. Joey Lightning, Trevor Eon, the combination known as Full Throttle. In Palmerdale, they provided a very strong challenge to you and Bone. And the two of you came out on top. They came back and worked their way back into title contention. And case point scenario last night, they took on the combination. Now, if you want to talk about unorthodox combinations, I'll use that for the 3rd time this show. The Psycho Circus and Sensational Steve Styles. Now, I know that you, Micah, everybody has told me that Styles is not officially a member of the Underground. He is not affiliated with the Underground. But yet, Styles finds himself yet again in a situation with someone that a member of the Underground is scheduled to face in the near future. How much attention did you pay to that match last night in Jasper, Alabama, between Full Throttle and Circus and Steve Styles? Excuse me, the Psycho Circus. I have to say that right, or Billy Bob will find me, and that's a nightmare waiting to happen. How much time did you spend scouting that match for on Full Throttle?
I spent the entire time scouting that match from bell to bell, start to finish, and I had to tell you, Full Throttle impressed me, as they always do. And Steve Styles, I gave him a shot. I tried as best I could, but it seems the combination of Aiden Solo and Steve Styles is just not sensational, no matter what he thinks. So, as bad as he wants to be a member of the Underground, it's just not going to happen for him. Now, Full Throttle, on the other hand, I took them on with Mudbone, and of course, the Mystic Mudbone and I defeated them. But it was a very, very close decision, I'll tell you that much. And they have worked their way back into title contention, and I'm looking forward to this Saturday night in Pell City. Solo and Mudbone versus Full Throttle once again, so that I may prove decisively that they cannot beat Aiden Solo, no matter how hard they try or what partner I have.
And this Saturday night, you just said it, GCW World Tag Team Championship Gold will be on the line. Now, I've heard a couple of different nicknames, and I don't know, everybody seems to want to nickname themselves. Magic City Motor Mouth, by the way, Micah. What is the official nickname that that the two of you have agreed on for the team?
Well, it seems only fitting that we should call the Mystic Mudbone and the let's say rising star of the underground, we should call ourselves the Voodoo Underground.
Okay, very cool. I like that. Jeff McGowan, come on in.
That, you know, and being a fan of GCW, you know, pro wrestling, and you know, as well as a member of the roster, that is one match I can't wait to see. I will be, if I'm not in the ring, I will be waiting by the monitor, you know, for that tag team match. It's just one that just really, when you look at paper, you know, and you see that Aiden Solo and Mudbone have beaten Full Throttle twice, will the third live up to the last two, the results of the last two, or could Full Throttle pull a rabbit out of the hat here? I'm excited for this match.
Which, let me go ahead and ask this. Better yet, Aiden, you still with us?
Yes, I'm still with you.
Okay, because actually what Jeff put out there was a form of a question, whether or not you could turn him back a third time.
No, it's just a comment.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was a question. My bad.
No.
Now, Jeff also brought up...
I thought you were fast, Eddie Lane.
Today I am moderately rapid. Thanks for playing. And that's a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Now, tomorrow I might just be extraordinarily speedy. I don't know. No relation to the Green Arrow sidekick. Don't get me started on the comic book thing. However...
How about his lucha partner, Speedy Gonzalez?
Epa. Andale. As long as you... Hey, look, there are times when I'll be okay being Speedy Gonzalez. There are times when I'll be Slowpoke Rodriguez. Nobody mess with Slowpoke Rodriguez. Slowpoke Rodriguez, he carry a gun. Dude, I'm an old cartoon Mark from years gone by, and I was there when a lot of them came out the first time. Now, speaking of the first time, let's make that a little bit of a twist, because Jeff brought it up a minute ago, the transformation from the artist formerly known as Von Gruber to Aiden Solo. You have opened up, as a lot of people would say. As Von Gruber, you were content to take that back seat more often than not, whereas a lot of the times people said that you would let your actions in the ring do your speaking for you. But when the transformation took place, and I have to do this as a tribute to El Professor, Von Gruber exploded, and Aiden Solo stepped out of the flames. You were a lot more open. Some would say a lot more arrogant. You were a lot more confident in your abilities, at least openly, verbally, and a lot of people say you definitely stepped it up inside the ring. What was the main catalyst? You've told us in part some of it, but I know that there's something else there. What was the main catalyst to get Aiden Solo to really just take it up to that level where he is right now?
I would have to say, like I said, the first night Aiden Solo made his debut, that I am through pandering to the request of all these idiots that come out here and pay money to see me, and I am going to be myself and not someone that they want to see. And it's all about Aiden Solo. I cannot look back at all. It's to steal my opponent's name. It's Full Throttle straight ahead. Aiden Solo is here. Von Gruber is tot, dead. That's, German.
Before we go any further, I really have to do this because I've been very remiss about it tonight. I want to say a very special hello and thank you to everybody who is joining us over in the chat room this evening via the Ustream feed. Also, don't forget we are available on BeyondRingside.com as a primary listening source. No annoying Ustream ads, but the Ustream chat room is very much open. I know Creepy was in there at one point. Hot Ice was in there. Remy was in there. Sweet Lee was in there. Zerdreas was in there. So I've been so focused on the interviews tonight that I really haven't had a chance to go to the chat room. So I apologize to that, and to everybody who's been coming through the chat room tonight, thank you. It really is great to know that people come through the chat room. It's always great to read the comments, even if I have to go back and read them after the show's over with or try to catch up during the commercial breaks. So please understand it. I'm not ignoring, I'm not overlooking. I've been so focused on the interviews tonight because we've had such a stacked lineup. I mean, one half of the GCW World Tag Team Champions on with us right now. GCW official Jeff McGowan. Of course, Ted Guinness on his tag team partner in the first hour. Micah Taylor, Tracy Taylor. It's been an absolutely loaded show, and I'm honored to be a part of it tonight. It's been an absolute blast to be on this side of the control panel. And when the transformation took place from Von Gruber to Aiden Solo, the music changed as well. You went to a much higher energy, and a lot of people have taken notice of the fact that that energy has taken its effect on you as well, that you've stepped up your energy level. Where did this extra boost of energy come from, Aiden? And no, we're not looking for a commercial for 5-Hour Energy. Or, although you can do the commercial for Herbalife if you want to.
Well, unlike some people I wrestle against, I don't name myself after energy drinks. But I would say that the burst of energy came from the fact that I stepped out of the shadows that I was stuck in before and have come out to shine by myself. Some people said I lived in my old tag team partner's shadow, and to tell you the truth, I honestly believe Von Gruber did. Von Gruber was not as confident as I am now. But as soon as I had the chance to shine and show that I am the tag team champion and champion for a reason, and that's the fact that I'm amazing in that ring, that alone is why my confidence went up, my energy went up, and everything has skyrocketed since.
I've got to come around here to Monitor 4 because there's something I want to bring up real quick. This Thursday night, let me bring up the right one. There we go. This Thursday night in Phoenix City, Alabama, you are scheduled to take on, and a lot of us saw the commentary that you placed on your Facebook page. You have Mad Dog Dan Sawyer one-on-one inside the ring in Phoenix City, Alabama. When that match was first brought to you and before you signed it, what was going through your head?
What was going through my head is the fact that I get to emulate the person I look up to the most in this business, in this wrestling industry, and that is the greatest champion and wrestler that GCW's ever seen, Micah Taylor. And I get to take on the Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, and just like my mentor, I get to defeat him right there in the middle of the ring in Phoenix City.
And coming out of Phoenix City, there is no rest, because you will be going head-to-head, one-on-one with Mr. O'Hagan.
Oh, that's right. I've got the two top talents in GCW right before the second top tag team talent in GCW 3 nights in a row. And let me tell you, I've gone one-on-one with O'Hagan quite a few times, and I have to admit I didn't come out on top on those occasions. But then again, it really wasn't me. I'd say that old Von Gruber faced O'Hagan. And so O'Hagan is going to have something completely different, a totally new monster to face. And I wish him luck, Godspeed, for he has got his work set out ahead of him.
It is going to be a huge weekend for Global Championship Wrestling, for stars of GCW and the Underground. And I really just have to ask right off the top of my head, what's going through your mind, noting the fact that you've got Sawyer one night, O'Hagan the next, Full Throttle the next. There is no surcease. There is no break.
There's definitely no break. It's a bit intimidating knowing that I have to face Mad Dog Dan Sawyer and then Mr. O'Hagan, and then have to put my titles on the line the next night. That seems a bit unfair. It seems like the odds are stacked, and it seems like the people in charge may be the ones stacking the odds. But I'm just going to prove, as I always do, that I don't care how high the odds are stacked. I'll just hurdle right over them.
Jeff McGowan, real quick, one more with Aiden Solo.
A stacked weekend for you, Aiden. Dan Sawyer or Mad Dog Dan Sawyer on Thursday night. What is your approach? You talked about how you would emulate, your guy Micah Taylor, the leader of the Underground. What other game plan do you have in place for Phoenix City? It's a six-sided ring, a little different atmosphere. I don't know how much that plays into your game. But what are your, just to touch base a little further, what are your other thoughts on Thursday night in Phoenix City?
Well, I would say the six-sided ring plays into the fact that it takes way more than four corners to keep me in the ring. But I would say that it's going to be one of the toughest nights of my life. I mean, I've not got in the ring with anyone the caliber of Mad Dog Dan Sawyer so far. This is probably the biggest match I've had in my I'd sad to say young career. But there is no confidence issue. There's no fear in this. I'm not going to tell you my strategy because I don't want him scouting it, but I'm going to tell you I will avoid that power bomb like the plague.
The power bomb and the K9 recliner, right?
Oh, yeah. All that nonsense. You better not come at me with that chain.
Oh, you got to be careful. What's the phrase that he's used for many, many moons? When the dog's off the chain, the dog's going to bite, and when the dog's in the ring, the dog's going to fight?
That's right.
Gotta love the catch.
Yeah, to make reference to your old cartoons, I might just whack them on the head with a board like Tom used to do.
I have a feeling if we actually went into the realm of comic books and cartoons, we would probably be here till about 1 a.m. Eastern time.
That may be true.
I have a feeling that's more than maybe true. Brother, first off, thank you for taking the time to come on with us tonight on GCW Radio. The door, of course, is always open, and, join us anytime.
I will be sure to take you up on that offer, and it's been a pleasure to do business with you, Mr. Eddie Lane.
Ladies and gentlemen, one half of the Global Championship Wrestling World Tag Team Champions, Aiden Solo, right here on GCW Radio. Jeff McGowan and I will be right back right after this message.
Charlie!
Hey, did you see that play last night?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and they still lost.
Sure.
You know, when I was playing, tried to...
You played in the street.
I played in the service. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the kid, he should have...
Yeah, Hey, you okay?
I don't...
Someone call 911!
2 out of 3 people with diabetes die of a heart attack or stroke, but you can lower the risk. Ask your healthcare provider how. For more info, go to diabetesactnow.org. Brought to you by the American Diabetes Association and the Ad Council.
Hey parents, introducing the Communicizer. Go from boring old man speak.
Oh, I'm here if you want to talk.
To 100% off the chain.
Text me whenever, yo.
I love you, Dad.
Communicizer is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Emily Richards for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. One person's negligence shattered my life in a single instant. You see, my little sister Annie was killed by a drunk driver. Please, remember those you love. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
My name is Mary Crafts, and this is how I live united. I spent the last 24 years serving others in my catering company, but I felt that a huge part of our community was still being underserved, those invisible children and young families. With United Way, I advocate for them any way I can. As a volunteer, I go into people's homes and assess mother and infant well-being and help bring change and opportunity into their lives. Nothing feels as good as helping, so I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Drew Brees, NFL quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, here with Bugs Bunny to remind you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you fuel your body and your mind.
So what do you like to throw around the football like Drew?
Skateboard, ride a bike, or dance in your room.
Just move it your way.
And be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
At letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
As a mother, I'm making it a point to get the H1N1 flu vaccine for my children. You see, children are especially vulnerable to serious complications from the H1N1 flu, which could lead to hospitalization and even death. That's why I'm urging parents to get their children vaccinated. Vaccination is safe and is the most effective way to prevent the flu. Get the facts at flu.gov. Together, we can all fight the flu.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Eric Darnell.
This is David Reagan.
Jamie McMurray. This is Carl Edwards here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety.
Want to make a difference? It's simple. Be responsible.
Plan ahead. Designate before you celebrate.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Yes, I'm gonna be a star. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Drew Brees, NFL quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, here with Bugs Bunny to remind you to get moving every day.
Because when you get moving an hour a day,
you fuel your body and your mind.
So what do you like to throw around the football like Drew?
Skateboard, ride a bike, or dance in your room.
Just move it your way.
And be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc. Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov.
Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day.
At letsmove.gov. A message from the Ad Council and HHS.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Better believe it, turning up the heat like nobody else can or will. I guarantee it. Welcome back into GCW Radio Sunday night. 21 before the top of the hour, Fast Eddie Lane live from the Beyond Ringside Studios in beautiful Birmingham, Alabama. I'd like to welcome in my tag team partner for this hour, GCW official, Jeff McGowan. J-Mac, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? Thank you for having me on tonight, Eddie.
Hey, definite pleasure. Doors open. Join us anytime. You know that one. Dude. Speaking of doors open, there's going to be... we're not going to have time to close any doors this week.
No, we're not. Three big nights of action. Phoenix City on Thursday night, Canton, Georgia on Friday night, and then big show of Pell City on Saturday night. It's three explosive nights of action.
It is. It really is. And let me swing around here to Monitor 4 real quick, and... let me go ahead and give a quick rundown from last night, Jasper, Alabama, opening contest. And I don't know, I'm doing this not necessarily knowing whether or not who has seen the update that was placed on YouTube as well as the different Facebook pages. Last night, speaking of, our guest during the previous segment, Aiden Solo took on Jeremy Foster. Great opening contest, and Aiden Solo coming out on top on that one. J-Mac, you saw that one.
I did. I thought for a second Foster was going to be able to pull it out, but In the end, Solo got him, and that's why he's the cunning fly dog that he is, and one half of the GCW Tag Team Champions.
Psycho Circus and Steve Styles. Man, I didn't see that tag team combination coming. That contract slipped under my table. Taking on Full Throttle, Joey Lightning and Trevor Eon. Full Throttle getting back in the winning tracks.
They did. I was actually in the ring for that one. So, I saw this match unfold firsthand. Steven Styles has a really dominating drop kick, and he threw one last night, and I thought he took I can't remember who he hit with it, but I thought he took their head clean off, and it came down to the end. Psycho Circus, he had Lightning up and was getting ready to give him a slam, and in came Trevor Eon out of nowhere with the drop kick that put Joey on top for the pin, and it just they flipped over, But like you said, Full Throttle back in the win column.
The Equalizer, Amos Moses. I made the comment that was going to end up being a slugfest, and it doggone well did. Amos Moses coming out with a 1-2-3 last night over the Silent Giant, the Equalizer.
He did. Again, I was in the ring for this one, and both these two guys are great competitors for Global Championship Wrestling, and Amos he one-upped him last night, and was able to pull out the W.
I kind of got tickled. I was looking at the chat room. Yes, I had a chance to look at the chat room as we were doing this. Remy was making a comment. Circus was still just a little bit too wore down. He was still recovering from tossing Remy around from a few weeks ago in Pell City. Dude, I really hope you're feeling better after that. I know it had to be a traumatic experience, especially being face-to-face, not to mention being physically manhandled by the Psycho Circus. So I hope the healing process is going well for you. And, of course, our continued best wishes going your way. Last night, Jasper, Alabama, what can you say? The Russian Assassin. Now, this was a slightly different look for the Russian Assassin. And, Jeff, I don't know about you, but I've got a really weird feeling, like I said in the update, in the wrap-up, there may be more than just one.
Yeah, there were a lot of things similar, as well as different about the Russian Assassin last night. I think you're onto something here, Eddie. It's starting to get a little weird.
And last night, the Russian Assassin took on O'Hagan. O'Hagan focused. I know that he has had a lot on his brain, and I know that he's still ill at me directly for the him and the Inhuman Fly teaming up a couple of weeks ago in Phoenix City. He's never going to let me forget that, is he? But last night, O'Hagan stayed in the win column. Major victory over the Russian Assassin last night, and in the main event of the evening, GCW World Championship on the line. The GCW champion, Micah Taylor, defending against Showtime Shane Fox. Shane Fox stepped up to the plate last night, and he hit a strong shot against the world champion, and looked a couple of times like he had the world champion rocked almost to the point where he could have pulled out the 1-2-3 and upset Taylor last night. Remember?
He did. I was in the ring for this one, and it was a barn burner at first. Micah Taylor had the upper hand and was just, I hate to say it, but he was wiping the canvas with Shane Fox, and Shane caught some momentum and dang near put Micah Taylor out. Caught him a couple times with falls that were real close, and only by inches did I not hit 3. So it was a good match. Micah Taylor came out on top with his that submission. and of course, all the stuff after the match was uncalled for.
Yeah.
And I'll let you touch base, and let people know about that. But I was thoroughly impressed with Shane Fox last night.
Well, see, I also know one of the reasons why JJ is unavailable to be on the cast tonight. And he knows that I'm going to pin him to the wall as it pertains to the situation with him interjecting himself in the matchup. Now, remember, last night was not a television taping. Last night, some would call it a house show, all of the above. I call it just as much pressure as a TV taping, but for me. But if you missed last night, guess what? There is no video. However, that video could have been really helpful at one certain point, at least one, when Tanner interjected himself physically into the match. Micah's going to say that he didn't have anything to do with it, that he didn't see it, and he doesn't think it happened, that he trusts Tanner not to do it. I'm sorry. I saw it with my own two eyes, and I think a number of people who were sitting on that particular side of the ring when it happened saw it. So, unfortunately, in that circumstance, the official assigned to the match didn't see it. But I'm sure that if that official had seen it, it might have come out a little bit differently. Tanner being ejected from ringside. And then after it was said, done, and over with,
I was just going to say, I was the official, in charge of that match.
I know.
And I didn't see anything. I've been on the Facebook page today. I've been on Twitter, and I've seen where the fans have said that JJ Tanner had gotten involved, and I heard earlier where Micah Taylor said he didn't. And I can't say. But if the fans saw it, then obviously there's something going on, and I would like to go back and look at the tape, or hopefully somebody got something, whether it be a cell phone video, or a picture of some sort, just to ease my mind, just to know that I'm doing my job to the best of my abilities and calling everything straight down the middle.
I'm wondering if Victor Smith with GCW Photos got a shot of JJ last night interfering in the matchup. If he did, we will have a chance to take a look at it, and we'll see what happens from that vantage point. But after it was all said, done, and over with, Micah kind of went over the line. And I know he was playing a mind game with O'Hagan when he did it, when he continued the assault on Showtime Shane Fox. And O'Hagan came out last night. O'Hagan had been hurt a little bit in his previous match with the Russian Assassin. And you could tell that he was limping a little bit. Now, this is where I have to say this. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor. But I also know that O'Hagan looks at Fox as family. And you don't mess with family, period, in any capacity. So that would be the primary reason why O'Hagan came out, to try to get Micah and JJ away from Showtime Shane Fox. So I commend him for doing that. But I almost have to wonder, with the way that he came out and the way things went down, is O'Hagan at 100% right now?
That limp he had last night was very visible. And I don't know what kind of mindset that O'Hagan was in. Like you touched on it, he looks at Fox as being family. And when your family gets messed with, your adrenaline starts flowing. You don't think straight. And I don't want to think it, but I'm honestly starting to think that O'Hagan might have just walked himself into a lion's den.
I think you may be right. As we close the door on Jasper, Alabama, we open 3 new doors. Folks, this coming Thursday night, August the 16th, Phoenix City, Alabama. Great skateplex on the Highway 280 bypass. Bell time is going to be 7:30 p.m. Tickets for the event are only $10 a piece. Let's take a quick look. For those watching the Ustream feed, you can see the posters up right now. And if you catch the YouTube replay or the Ustream replay, you'll see the posters. In action this Thursday in Phoenix City, the Island Girl Tracy Taylor taking on Nikki Diamond. Jeff, your thoughts?
I've worked with both of these females, whether it be in Alabama, in Georgia, parts of Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, and I've seen Tracy Taylor at the top of her game, like she is now, and I've seen Nikki Diamond come from the bottom to be the female wrestler that she is now, or that she was. I have not seen her in a year and a half. I think, as you touched on it earlier, the last time the GCW fans, as well as myself, saw Nikki Diamond was in Hell City, a year ago. So I'm ready to see how this match is going to go. What kind of shape Nikki Diamond's going to be in, and really what she's been doing. If she's gotten added that extra pep to her step, if you will, and see how this ladies match is going to go. It's going to be a barn burner.
Coming up on Thursday night at the Great Skateplex in Phoenix City, Alabama. He has made a little bit of a change. The new sensation, Steve Styles, has requested and has been granted a match with Mr. O'Hagan. The man with the best drop kick in the business takes on the man with the best sidestep in the business. And like I said, and this is going to be a test to see if O'Hagan is at 100%. But there is going to be no surcease, because Styles wants to hit that win column again. He's come up on the short end of the stick on a couple of situations over the last few weeks. And I know, because I've spoken with Styles, and he is that much more focused and that much more intense. And I know that Styles is looking to avenge a previous loss to O'Hagan, right, Jeff?
He is. But not only to touch on that, but again, as we touch again on O'Hagan's mindset, what kind of mindset is O'Hagan going to be in Thursday? Is the 4 days off here, is it any consolation to his mind to take whatever it is that he feels and put it aside and look at Steven Styles as opposed to Micah Taylor? We can only wait and see.
You bring up a valid point. But see, I also have to wonder, you heard my commentary as it pertains to Steven Styles. We know he is not a card-carrying member of the Underground. But if you've really noticed, Styles seems to be in a position to almost do recon for the Underground. So I wonder, and this is just a personal curiosity, if there is some kind of unspoken or undocumented alliance between the new sensation Steve Styles and the Underground. Logical?
There very well could be, especially with Micah Taylor getting in O'Hagan's head like he did in Jasper last night. Could sensational Steve Styles be softening up O'Hagan for the future? Who knows?
Also in action Thursday night in Phoenix City, one half of the GCW Tag Team Champions, Aiden Solo, takes on Mad Dog Dan Sawyer. This match is going to be one to keep your eye on, because and this is something that I've said in previous days, folks, and I was originally going to save this for last call, But I'm going to say this right now. As we are 4 minutes before the top of the hour on the live edition of GCW Radio Sunday Night, Fast Eddie Lane, Jeff McGowan, J-Mac in the house. For those who thought that they could write off the Underground, for those who thought that after the I Quit match, that the Underground was going to fade away, you are so wrong. Micah Taylor is stronger than ever. Tracy Taylor is stronger than ever. Aiden Solo coming into his own. The countdown is on for Japan. Xander Stone ready to strike at any time. JJ Tanner, you can't trust him. And when he's around, you've got to watch out for him. Mudbone, I would have never thought it. But Mudbone is a mercenary. Mudbone is a very intelligent individual. He saw the opportunity as a former multi-time GCW World Champion to get gold back around his waist. And he's... Look, Mudbone is someone that I will not try that stare down with because of one simple thing. Only person I know that could actually, and this is a location relevant joke, he's the only person that I know could stare at Vulcan and cause Vulcan to have a concussion. That'd be the great iron statue in Birmingham that Moon's home would. I'll explain that more off air. Aiden Solo right now, getting ready to take on Mad Dog Dan Sawyer on Thursday in Phoenix City. If you think for a second that Solo is going to be Solo as he faces Mad Dog, you got another think coming. Mad Dog's going to have the guns loaded and ready to go. But how much backup will Aiden Solo have? Jeff, your thoughts?
You know, you want to talk about backup, and yes, Aiden Solo has the Underground. You know, he's got his fellow Underground members. But Mad Dog Dan Sawyer has GCW. O'Hagan's going to be in the house. And again, you know, going into the talk of O'Hagan, and his mindset, I hate to keep touching base on it, but could it be that the mindset he's in is for the better and helping him stay focused on the Underground and on Micah Taylor? If so, his adrenaline's going to be flowing and he's going to be ready to go too. So, you know, there's like you said, there's strength in numbers. You know, Aiden Solo's can have his backup at the drop of a hat, but then again, so can Mad Dog Dan Sawyer. You know, we could be in for a fight here. It's going to be one for the books, and being an official for GCW, whether I'm in the ring or watching the monitor, I'm a fan, and I can't wait to see it.
Let's go ahead and run this rapid fire. We're at the top of the hour on GCW Radio Sunday night. I hate the fact that I'm not going to be able to look to the chat room as far as predictions go. I may do it during the update for the Pell City show because I have the lineup with me. It has not been posted, but I have the lineup with me. Let's go ahead and take this full speed. Trevor Eon and Drew Adler in a brand new combination for one night, taking on the BFFs in a tag team grudge match. Personal issues running in there, and I'm finding out a little bit more about this as time gets closer to Phoenix City. So this is going to be a match that a lot of people want to watch. Mudbone taking on Wild Child Joey Kidman. Jeff, I'll let you take that one.
I'm going to have to go, and prediction-wise, I'm going to have to go with Mudbone. Kidman is a great young competitor, but I think Mudbone just hands down Mudbone.
And this is one that I would love to be able to see. The one-man swarm, the Inhuman Fly, taking on CJ Awesome. I've had a chance to work with CJ on previous days. Fly versus Awesome is going to be a classic matchup. This is going to be one that the fans in Phoenix City, Columbus, Georgia, all the way around in that immediate area, definitely this match will be worth the price of admission all unto itself. And spearheading the main event, Micah Taylor, champion. The Real Deal AJ Steele, champion. The unification match will take place this Thursday night, August the 16th in Phoenix City at the Great Skateplex. I almost have to wonder, Jeff, is Micah looking past AJ?
He very well could be. I've seen all the cards for the weekend. He's got AJ both nights. If he happens to take his eye off the prize, that title could, the GCW Global Championship Wrestling as well as the Great Championship Wrestling belts could be going around AJ Steele's waist. I don't know. It's gonna be one Phoenix City Thursday night. It's gonna be the show to see.
Let's make the move. Friday night, August the 17th in Canton, Georgia at Sixes Presbyterian Church, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time start. Tickets for this event only $10 a piece. Scheduled? You got it. They're going to have the rematch. The Island Girl Tracy Taylor takes on Nikki Diamond in what is going to be a classic matchup. Sensational Steve Styles takes on cousin redneck Amos Moses. Tag Team Challenge match, Antonio Garza and Jeremy Foster takes on the combination of Hot Like Lava. I will tell you this, and Jeff, I know you can back me up on this one. Garza, Foster, and Hot Like Lava is going to be a classic tag team matchup in every sense of the word. Hot Like Lava, very outspoken, very flamboyant, but backs it up in the ring 7 days a week. Foster, tag team background in high definition, which is now known as high divorce-inition. Wonder who got the PlayStation in the divorce. And Antonio Garza, tremendously gifted competitor. The guy's great in the ring. And all four combustible elements in place is going to make for a solid match, right, Jeff?
It is. I just hope that Foster and Garza can withstand the fire that Hot Like Lava bring. No pun intended. But it's gonna be a good one as long as Foster and Garza can stay out of the way and avoid the beatdown from Crew Jones and Sean Banks. Hot Like Lava, I think that they've got it. I think that Garza and Foster just could pull this one out.
That is going to be a great match. And yeah, really, Banks and Jones make a very solid tag team combination. I've worked with them here in Alabama. I've worked with them over in Georgia. And fans in the Canton area, you are in for a tag team treat on Friday, August the 17th. One-on-one competition. Trevor Eon taking on Tommy Gage.
I've seen, I've gotten a chance to work with Tommy Gage now on a couple shows in the Georgia area, or in the Alabama area, excuse me. And he's impressed me. I didn't know much about him before he came to GCW, and he's come in. He's made a mark for himself. Trevor Eon, who just happens to be on a roll right now. It's going to be a great match. One the fans are going to like.
Mr. O'Hagan takes on one half of the GCW Tag Team Champions, Aiden Solo. Folks, that is going to be one that will tear the house down, plain and simple. Jeff, your thoughts?
It's going to be a testament to see where O'Hagan's head is. But I'm going to have to go with O'Hagan here. I'm thinking that all the mind games that Micah Taylor played are going to fall right into O'Hagan's hands. He's going to be able to come out on top of Aiden Solo here.
And in the main event, Friday night, August the 17th in Canton, Georgia at Sixes Presbyterian Church, the rematch. Regardless of what happens Thursday night in Phoenix City, the winner shall defend in the rematch Micah Taylor versus AJ Steele, or AJ Steele versus Micah Taylor. Remember, anything can happen Thursday night in Phoenix City. But regardless, whether or not AJ Steele retains and captures the new gold, whether or not Micah Taylor retains and captures the new gold, the rematch will take place Friday night in Canton at Sixes Presbyterian Church. And that will be, you can guarantee there will be some bad blood that night. Plain and simple. Chat room, I'm going to throw out 2 matches to you real quick. Saturday night, August the 18th, Pell City, Alabama. Going to lead off with Showtime Shane Fox versus The Equalizer. Then, the Psycho Circus, versus Amos Moses. Now, let's go ahead and lead into it. Showtime Shane Fox versus The Equalizer is going to be a classic David versus Goliath matchup. Fox has got the speed. He has got the agility. Equalizer has got the size and the strength. Which way do you think this one's going to go? Because remember, Showtime Shane Fox is coming off of a hard loss to the GCW champion, Micah Taylor. So I have a feeling that Shane Fox is going to be a little bit more determined to get back in the win column.
He is. I just hope he brings a slingshot, because he's going to need something to take down the Equalizer.
Going to the chat room real quick. Hot Ice said Shane. Sweet Lee said Fox. And I think I'm trying to scroll back real quick and see if Creepy and Remy said something. Creepy said Equalizer. And I'm looking for, like I said, second match to look at is Psycho Circus versus Amos Moses. I believe somebody already said Psycho Circus. I recuse myself from making predictions. By the same token, I can offer analysis. However, Remy went with Equalizer. And Sweet Lee says Fox, and it will be an easy win. Oh, God. Creepy just said Circus on the Circus versus Amos match. You've got 2 big men who are ready to slug it out, plain and simple. Jeff?
I'm going to have to take Circus here. As much as I dislike clowns, I'm going to have to go with Circus here. Best in Amos Moses.
Lee, you are outnumbered. Creepy? Oh, no, you're not. No, Hot Ice is the one who is outnumbered. Creepy, Lee, and Remy went with Circus. Hot Ice went with Amos. The Russian Assassin versus Jeremy Foster. First off, which Russian Assassin is it going to be? Because I think there's more than one.
You bring up a valid point, Eddie. I'm starting to agree with you now that there could be more than one Russian Assassin. Foster's going to have to be on the lookout here. But if he can keep his eyes on what's going on in the ring and be aware of his surroundings and everything like that, I'm going to have to say Foster.
Chat room, I forgot to say, Russian Assassin versus Jeremy Foster. And tag team title match, Mudbone and Aiden Solo versus Full Throttle is on deck. Like I said, you got another, because the Assassin is a big man. Vertically big man and a strong man. Jeremy Foster, not exactly the biggest dog in the fight, physically speaking, but he will back down from no one. Plain and simple. Taking a look to the chat room, I'm looking. Hot Ice said Jeremy. Hold on. Rats. Sorry, folks, I'm doing this part live. Hot Ice said Jeremy. Creepy said Foster. Sweet Lee said Aladdin. A whole new world. Okay. From that vantage point, Eddie. Thank you very much. Remy went with the Russian. Tag team title match. The champions, Mudbone, Aiden Solo take on Full Throttle. Jeff.
Again, this is the trilogy here. If you're looking at paper, then it's going to be Mudbone and Aiden Solo. But I could see an upset going on here with Full Throttle. We'll just have to wait till Pell City to see.
Hang on, let me look at the chat room. Okay. I've got everything. More bells, buzzers, and whistles. I agree with the on-paper reference. Because of the fact that Full Throttle has been a little bit streaky as of late. They suffered the defeat to Voodoo Underground in Palmerdale recently, but got themselves right back into the win column to get everything set up for a tag team title match. By the way, the new sensation Steve Styles versus the Inhuman Fly for the TV title is on deck. From that vantage point, I'm looking for a rockin' tag team match, and you never know. Voodoo Underground could retain. Full Throttle, if they win, would it really be an upset? You got to be there and find out. Hot Ice went with Trevor and Joey. Creepy went with Mudbone and Solo. Remy went with Mudbone and Solo. And Lee went with Mudbone, something about the dark and brooding type. Thanks for playing. Calling Solo Cup. Thank you, Ice. From that vantage point, the new sensation, Steve Styles, challenges for the GCW Television Championship against the one-man swarm, the Inhuman Fly. I worry about Styles. Because with everything else going on, Styles said that nothing was going to stop him anymore. And he's had his setbacks. But he petitioned, and he has been granted a television championship match. And the Fly said, bring him on. Plain and simple. So, can you really hope to land the best drop kick in the business against a person who has 1,000 eyes that can fly out of your way? Oh, hey.
It's gonna be a crazy one. But Steve Styles is hungry. He's a hungry competitor, and he may well just be able to stop the Inhuman Fly. If he can connect with that drop kick, it could very well be over. Of course, the task now is to be able to catch the Fly. But if he can slow the Fly down and he connects with that drop kick, he might just keep his shoulders down for the 3 count and become the new GCW Television Champion.
Let's see. Hot Ice, Remy, and Lee went with Fly, and I think Creepy went with Styles. So we go from that vantage point as the Ustream chat room just decided to totally fritz out on me, and I'm hoping the video is still coming through. I apologize if it's not, kids. Let's see. This is one that I don't expect anybody in the chat room to be able to hit because this is going to be a brand new name for Global Championship Wrestling. Mr. O'Hagan, not the brand new name for Global Championship Wrestling, will be taking on Eric the Dragon Andrews. Brand new name for Global Championship Wrestling. Now, I have to say this, and this is where I have a different insight than a lot of people. I have worked with Eric Andrews at NWA Top Rope up in Lebanon, Tennessee. I had a chance to watch him work firsthand. A very solid competitor. He is one part of Simply Perfection, along with Derek, the real deal Derek Neal. Gotta love everybody using that. Derek has it up in Tennessee. AJ has it in Georgia. Along with Derek Neal and the NWA Women's World Champion Tasha Simone, which we will get to that match in just a minute. This is going to be a very, very hard match to call. Like I said, I have watched Eric. I know O'Hagan. This is going to be a pure coin toss. And I would not be surprised to see this go to a time limit draw. They have similar philosophies. Both men like to wrestle. Both men are not afraid to pull out all the stops to win. So from my vantage point, like I said, to the chat room, I have to say this. I'm not going to expect predictions on that match because of the fact that I know a lot of you don't know Eric Andrews. So that would be unfair. Sorry, Hot Ice. At least I'm honest about it, kids. But I will say this. GCW fans, Pell City, it's going to be a treat for a match. And this, honestly, you know, a lot of insiders, a lot of people like to say when a match could steal the show. This is a match you don't want to miss. Plain and simple. Jeff, have you had a chance to catch Eric?
I have not.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you keep this one, Eddie.
You got it. Like I said, this is a don't miss match. This Saturday night, Pell City, Alabama, August the 18th, bell time, 7:30 p.m. Tickets are only $10 a piece. The match that everybody is talking about all around the southeastern United States. Calm like a bomb Pandora, managed by the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis. The Island Girl, Tracy Taylor, the First Lady of the Underground. In tag team action. Once again, that's an uneasy alliance. Taking on the combination of Nina Monet and the multi-time National Wrestling Alliance Women's World Champion Tasha Simone, a member of Simply Perfection. Another uneasy alliance. Or a partnership, I should say. I caught Nina via the Beyond Ringside cam that was at the last Pell City show. So I have seen her match. I've seen her in the ring. I've also watched some of her other stuff up on YouTube. I have worked directly with Tasha. Tracy, she is all of the above. Pandora can rock the house. I was going to use the phrase Tracy is the most dominant female in global championship wrestling, but that has been said and said and said. Tracy is a gifted professional competitor. There are so many ways this match could go. This is going to be one of those where you better tell your friends. And if they say that they like the divas, if they like the knockouts, they are going to love this match. Because you have 4 professional wrestlers in that ring. 4 women who can work singles, who can work tag team, who can go. So for everybody who likes to think that their status in Brainship is a little bit elevated, BRAINSHIP as in Paul, Brainship is a little bit elevated. You've got 4 in this match who can go, plain and simple. Jeff, anything you'd like to add?
Not only with the combustible elements of the in-ring competitors, but you've got to look at who could possibly be on the outside for this also. This match could blow up.
You are correct. This could be, and I hate to take this one out from Pandora's nickname, and Wicked's going to kill me. This is the ticking time bomb.
It is.
And it's less than a week away. And Saturday night, August the 18th in Pell City, Alabama, the main event of the night. The GCW World Championship will be on the line, provided Micah Taylor can get past the real deal AJ Steele. But whoever the champion is coming out of Thursday and Friday nights, the title will be defended in Pell City, Alabama against Scotty Blaze. So, like I said, I'm looking at this from every perspective. Micah could unify the titles on Thursday, and AJ can win on Friday, and AJ could be the champion coming into Saturday. AJ could win Thursday. Micah could win on Friday, and Micah would be the champion coming into Pell City. So leave no stone unturned when you're looking at this. You have to look at it from every perspective. There is no guarantee that either man is going to be the champion coming in. That one of the two will be, that's a guarantee. But I don't know which one. Jeff?
It's going to be a tough one. Whomever it is, be it Micah Taylor, be it AJ Steele, coming into Pell City against Scotty Blaze, and I haven't seen it, much out of Scotty since the last time I worked with him. I actually had a chance to work with him in Georgia about a year ago, and Scotty was in great shape then. I don't know what kind of shape he's going to be in coming into Pell City Saturday night, but he's going to have his hands full with the likes of differences or set them aside for one night to tag together against Nina Monet and Tasha Simone. I'm looking forward to the whole weekend. You know, from the start of Pell City, from the start of Phoenix City to the final bell of Pell City, what's going to happen? Fans, you're going to have to come out and go along the ride with us as we take the ride ourselves from Phoenix City to Canton to Pell City. Come be part of the fun.
We've spent time covering different facets of the shows and the lineups for all three. This weekend is genuinely going to be one of the biggest weekends in GCW history. There are some dynamite competitors that I know are making their first in a long time appearance with GCW under our banner. We are having a chance to go to brand new cities, see brand new faces, and the possibility of brand new members of the GCW family. Some will be fans of Global Championship Wrestling superstars. Others will be fans of the Underground. I will say this. If you have not been, and I say this on the show that I do at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern, Beyond Ringside, Wrestling MMA Sports Talk. If you've never taken the time to catch a live event for our friends in Central, North, and Eastern Alabama, if you've watched the television show and have yet to make it out to one of the live events, I hope you come to Pell City this Saturday night. For our new friends who are just now listening for the first time in Canton, Georgia, and the surrounding areas, first off, thank you for joining us for GCW Radio. It is our honor and our privilege to come to you. To those who are joining us for the first and second time at Phoenix City, Alabama, thank you. It is an honor and a privilege to have you on board with us. Thank you to everybody who has been listening to GCW Radio. The archives are up. Previous episodes are available. If you think it's fun on television, if you think it's fun watching the replay, folks, you gotta see it live. Tickets for all three events are only $10 each. It is one of the best family entertainment values out there today. And getting caught up in the electricity, in the intensity of the moment, and letting the emotions run. Check it out the door. Come along for the ride. I've had the honor of being a part of this company on 2 separate occasions. This time through, I've been here, just realized, over 4 years. Back for 4 years. It never slows down. It always stays fun. I had never said Monitor 4 was going to get no love. Come on, Remy, give me a break. Jeff McGowan, shameless plugs.
For all you GCW fans out there, you can follow me on Twitter at JeffMcGowan_ref, or I'm on Facebook. Just look up Jeff McGowan and you'll find me.
You on any of the other social networks right now?
No, that's it. Just Twitter and Facebook. I'm a Twitter junkie. You can. That's the best way to get in touch with me on Twitter. Facebook, I get on there every now and then to check messages and see what trash talk the GCW wrestlers are going to throw out there. But outside of that, I'm always on Twitter. That's the best place to get me.
Sounds like a plan. Yours truly, you can find me at Fast Eddie Lane over on Twitter. One word, run it all together, and it's LAYNE. For those who have been watching the Ustream or are now watching the YouTube feed, remember, we don't control what everybody says. And I speak from the company standpoint as the commissioner. We don't control what everybody says and does on their Facebook, on their MySpace, on their Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and all the other social networks. They are their personal accounts. We hold the management, the ownership of Global Championship Wrestling, nor the front office of the Underground will hold any responsibility for anything that is said on a superstar's individual social networking sites. You can follow my tag team partner on the show, Ted Guinness, at Ted Guinness over on Twitter. Also, O'Hagan GCW and Real JJ Tanner for the cast and crew here at Global Championship Wrestling Radio, GCW Radio, Sunday nights, 9 o'clock p.m. Running a little bit overtime tonight. Thank you for everybody for hanging in with us. Like I said, I hope you've had a good time. Want to remind everybody, you can reserve seats for all indoor live shows. Simply send an email to gcwmedia@yahoo.com or call 205-567-6482. Once again, that is gcwmedia@yahoo.com. You can reserve Phoenix City Thursday night. You can reserve seats. Friday night, Canton, Georgia, at Sixes Presbyterian Church. You can reserve seats. Pell City Saturday night. You can reserve seats. Email or call. Take your pick. I want to say very special thank yous to folks with Vest Roofing. And I don't have my complete sponsor list, and I apologize for that, so I will jump straight into saying thank you to Jay Carden, our Herbalife representative, for everything y'all are doing with the show. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. GCW TV broadcast. Are a full-range entertainment production in association with Mad Dog Media and Monitor 4 Productions. There, I said it. Happy? Good. Folks, we're going to be back at it next Sunday night. Like I said, I know there's a bunch of plugs that I'm missing, and I apologize for that. I've got to get over here and hit this computer real quick. Where am I at? 30 seconds before it hits? I'm going to bump that in. Thank you to everybody who has joined us online this evening as far as on the studio lines. Special props to my tag team partner, Ted Guinness. O'Hagan, Tanner, you were both missed tonight. Thank you to Micah Taylor for coming on board. Tracy Taylor for coming on board. Thank you to Aiden Solo for joining us on this evening. Jeff, thank you for hanging out this evening. Great to have you on board. Join us anytime.
Thank you, Eddie. I appreciate you letting me come on tonight.
I'll think of everything that I was trying to remember 5 seconds after the show ends. Hold on, let me switch headsets. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to be an absolute great run. I hope you come out and join us. For the entire cast and crew of Global Championship Wrestling, for my tag team partner this hour and a half, Jeff J. Mac McGowan. Say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody. Let's see y'all this weekend.
This is the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Lane, saying adios, das vidania, hasta luego, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, sayonara, adieu, arrivederci, farewell, abisenio, au revoir. And until we meet again, we'll see you next Sunday night, 9 p.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, as we go ringside and beyond with Global Championship Wrestling right here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Bye-bye.